Hi, my starlights. I thought I kind of finished with light workers because, like, everyone is a light worker. The ones that don't do light work are the ones that stray away from the light, but they still have light. I forgot to mention their light is very dim, but they still have light, okay? Like, no one is completely pure evil, even though they do certain acts that we don't, like, agree on, but they still have light because they're still from source. Everyone is from source. So we need to be one again. That is why New Earth is happening. We need to become one as one again for community, for things to get better. Because you know how everyone is complaining about life now, about like government, about like prices, about like, you know, the reason why it's like that is because of all the ego, all the control, all the stubbornness, all the selfishness, all the greed, right? We need to remember and be grateful for what we have again. And that's where light workers come to play, right? Light workers are here to bring in the light again, to warm people's hearts again, to give hope again, right? So that's what light workers do. But also, you need to remember that being a light worker attracts light, right? You're a light that is attracting light. Think of yourself as a flame. You're a flame and everything around you is dark, right? So things that are lost in the dark tend to gravitate to the light, right? They tend to gravitate to the light and they want to be warmed by the light. So that's where people can use you. Like use you, take advantage of you. Like I was mentioning on my other video, how I'm like so nice and I get taken advantage of or used and stuff. So it's the same concept, right? And you need to protect yourself. And I told you in some of my other videos I wanted to learn about protection, so I was learning about crystal protection, but there is light protection, and I think I need to talk about light protection on another video, so I guess the next one will talk about light protection. But anyways, you need to have protection for yourself because people can take your energy, right? They can take your light. Some people call them energy vampires. So some people do identify as energy vampires that don't like drink, you know what, but just they take energy. But also there is some people that are energy vampires but don't identify as energy vampires, but they are taking your energy, right? Because their life is very low vibrational and they need something good because they haven't, like, you know, done their shadow work and stuff, so they cling on to your light. So that's why it's very, very important to protect yourself, your aura, your energy, your light. Yeah, I'll probably talk about it on another one. Like I said, everyone is pretty much light workers, and it's very important for us to be light workers, right? It's very important for our light workers to create the higher vibrational for the Christ consciousness for New Earth to flourish more. Because New Earth is already existing. It's only for the people that have already gone to Christ consciousness, to enlightenment, to get into the New Earth field. But I'm in it, to be honest. But even when you're in it, you're still having to deal with old Earth, right? Because I told you, it's not separate Earths, it's just consciousness. So you still have to deal with old Earth consciousness people, right? Which is annoying, but you can still protect yourself, right? With healthy boundaries. So the thing is, we need to create more higher vibrational with Christ consciousness with the light workers so that we can slowly dissolve old Earth's consciousness into New Earth consciousness. And that's where everything that we want and dream of and being whole together as a community with like sisterhood, brotherhood, family, you know, like helping each other out and like not being so separated and alone. And also when we become more into New Earth, we can start to create more. Okay, I think that's all I need to say about Lightworker. But if you have more questions, let me know. So next video, we'll talk about light work, of how to protect yourself. Peace and love. Peace and love.